summer, during college, I volunteered at a soup kitchen. On the second day, the chef showed me how to use a giant chopping machine. It was amazing. It took me half an hour to cut several dozen potatoes into perfectly shaped fries. The next day, the chef asked me and some volunteers to do the same task by hand. It took 2 hours. Afterwards, I asked him why we weren't using the machine. He explained that if he used it that day, there wouldn't be enough work for the volunteers to do. I realized that in order to engage us volunteers as supporters of the organization, the soup kitchen took on more volunteers than it needed. As far as my chopping abilities went, I was unnecessary. I applied to JY because I was searching for a way to make a significant difference in the world. Because my placement involved working with high school youth, Catherine, the JOI Fellowship Director, connected me to Dan Gelta, Chris Messinger, Alana Lerman, and Beth Reesfield. JOI alums who have come together to build a coalition of suburban and urban youth organizing groups called YMORE, Youth of Massachusetts Organizing for a Reformed Economy. At our meetings in coffee shops, Dan's workplace, and over the phone, these alums began to involve me in YMORE's work to restore funding to Summer Youth Jobs, a program which provides important training and learning opportunities to urban youth and which has been proven to decrease street violence. The teens I was working with jumped at the opportunity to participate in a large public action where teens and their allies held public officials accountable to fund this program. A few days later, I got a text message from my fellow JOI Nick Nina while I sat at my desk at work. She told me that the Massachusetts Senate voted 36-1 to fund youth summer jobs. I have to admit, I was a little amazed. Last year, this amendment had failed. This community of several hundred teens who weren't even of voting age had completely turned around to vote. Those 300 of us who participated in that action weren't part of a machinery that would run without us, like the huge vegetable cutting machine at the soup kitchen. Instead, we were all contributing members of a community that made a difference.